Alright, so where were we? Getting more employees into the oil refinery. We're up to 830. And in the time between, I have planted a few more trees. I added a playground or two for the little children because the kindergarten was getting full, but not so full as to need another kindergarten yet. I have added a tank monument at Lenin's feet. A reminder of things to come. And yeah, I added a hospital. That was the other thing. So, these things are buggy as hell. See, this guy's just sitting outside waiting to get in while everyone leaves. And then once everybody's gone, he'll come in, and now the patient's here. So I fired most of the doctors. I turned down the number in each of them considerably, and it's still nowhere near full. I have more ambulances than I will ever have patients. So be it. Now, we're making pretty good money. The refinery is using so much oil now that importing just to it isn't enough. The amount of oil you can import to a single facility is capped, and I'm using more than that cap. So I've had to build this storage facility and then import to this storage facility. So it is being pumped into the factory on top of the stuff that's being delivered to the factory directly. And so in that way, we're not running out of oil. And all 380 employees can go about their day without having to worry about running out of work to do. That has allowed us to get an extra $140,000 in the bank. And we're immediately going to spend it on more employees. So, while we pay for a foreign government to build these beautiful tenements, there we are. So, get to hire 500 people. Not going to make it. Let's see. Wow. This is what I mean by make sure you're not automatically hiring everyone. Because we're almost broke again. Everything in this game is very expensive. So there's an awful lot of sitting around and waiting for money. Yes. Another thing of note, I expanded the number of fuel cars on the train because the amount of fuel was starting to exceed my storage capacity. I also switched this fellow onto part-time petrol duty, but I'm going to take him off of it now. I'm going to tell this sucker I'm going to go buy him another 2 cars. It is a fast train with a lot of pulling potential, so it will be able to pull a full load of oil without much ado. Can only afford 2 more tanks for now. That's fine. Our bitumen truck or train is doing fine. The next project might be building a power plant. It's either building a power plant or starting to import oil, because at the moment the biggest expense is definitely importing oil. Let's see where I can find that. Import and export Soviet Western blocs. So, yeah. I've got $27,000 worth of imports and $40,000 worth of exports. If I can get rid of this import cost by producing locally, I will get to keep all the monies. That's the goal. But it's also nice to not have to be importing power. So that's also a goal. Because if your power is tied to your bank account, and your bank account runs dry, then everything falls apart. It's not out yet. Just gotta wait for time to go by. 420 tons capacity. You don't say. What? Go to... Oh, right, there's no rail track for them. Oop. My fault there, buddy. There you go. Make your way at your leisure. What am I doing? Where are these signals? All right. No, it all needs to be 4 ways like that. Oop. Like so. Why not a bunch of extra clicks for everything? I think it should still work. So I can see the test, and he's going through no problem. And I just about ran out of money. How much money's worth of oil is in this thing? I can avoid another one. There we go. And back to work with you. Alright. This is what the game consists of. Building a piece of infrastructure, acquiring peasants, making the peasants work at the infrastructure, and then exporting its product to European Mexico. Some of the mods I've used so far are this modified hospital, so that it has 2 entrances and exits. These little kindergarten replacements, the playgrounds, the smaller fire department, the small red star, the gymnasium, the modified kindergarten. I don't really like it though, it's kind of hacky. These large 500-person tenements. And is that all for the mods? Oh no, I guess it's tank. Oh, this is a mod as well. The large oil storage, which I have not yet begun to build, but sat it there as a placeholder to make sure I don't forget. Once you start importing oil from around the map, there are massive fluctuations, and having a large capacity to receive it all is it's beneficial. Alright, we're making good money. How many people are in here? We can still hire way more people. How many people are at the factory? Well then, let's spend some of our oil money on blood. Let's see, 350 people. Ooh. Crossing over to 400. Oh, no, dropping down. I need to build a city hall. Or perhaps I will go with another mod. A small town city hall. Where? Small school, bread factory, small town hall. Let's set it across the street from the hospital and right beside the bitumen storage. How lovely. Bet that place smells divine. Let's see. Up with roads. Up with City Hall. It'll take a few minutes for some bureaucrats to show up, and then we can find out what the population's at. Ooh, we've already had one escapee. God. 800 people have died here? That seems excessive. It hasn't even been a year. We've got a pretty healthy unemployed workforce, considering we've got 150 vacancies at the local bitumen plant. This is what I don't understand. Are they not able to reach it? It appears to me that every single tenement is quite easily within walking distance, and that this is operating without issue, and then there's 100 spots available. And yet 470 unemployed people. 2,200 working-aged people, nearly 2,000 babies, 1,200 kids. Wait a minute, how many? Oh, my school is all backed up. The school's getting backed up. Ugh. This causes many problems. Do I only have the one school? No wonder it's backed up. Alright, second school. Pronto. Matey. Where's walking distance for most things? Maybe I can squeeze it in over here. Maybe I'll just get rid of this kindergarten. And some of the associated pathways. Let's see. I need a larger school to replace. The problem is that many of the mod makers don't put in any effort whatsoever into balancing anything. And I mean, fair enough. I guess it's difficult to import assets from another video game. Let's see, guys. So school. Yeah, there are more kids waiting to get into school than there are in school, which is not a great way to run an education system. So we've got that one there, and I may... Oh, no, it's... Alright, yeah, 2 schools should cover it. Alright, I need another kindergarten as well. That's not surprising. 2 kind of go hand in hand. How much is that small firehouse worth? 3 grand. I am just going to move it someplace else. How about... across from City Hall. There we go. Move the fire truck to the new station. What a quaint looking fire truck. we'll get that modified kindergarten I don't really like, but we use anyways. After destroy all this foliage. Here we are. And some pathways. Because why not? Alright, so now we have 2 kindergartens, 2 schools. We've got no university, but honestly, we've got, what, 5,000 people in this town? We don't need a university. My lord, that's a lot of babies, though. It's good to see capacity. This school is still running pretty full. This school is also running a little full. That makes me want to build a 3rd school, so I will. Because I'd rather have an empty classroom or 2 than kids without an education out here dumbing up my factory with their clumsy labor and poorly thought out arguments about a flat earth. Alright. Almost getting to the point where hiring a construction crew is going to be more beneficial than purchasing this all myself. Got lots of teachers at least, or enough teachers it seems. Maybe I do need to hire a few more educated people. Is there any empty... Wow, these places just stay pretty populated, eh? Oh, nice. There we go. Oh. 5 more people with diplomas brought in for $5,000. Check on the grocery store. It's still got lots of food and meat. Both of them do. Interesting, no more room. That's a pretty steady stream of peons. $340. What is my unemployment? 330 people without a job. And why won't they go work in the factory? Can you not walk to the factory? You can walk to the factory. You fucks. Oh, you fucks. I mean, I suppose I can... Well, this place isn't full yet. Alright, I guess I can hire people until it's full. I've got the money to bring. Yes, I do. There we go. So we'll see what that does to the culture. Alright, we'll build another movie theater. Man, this little town to service an oil industry is quickly turning into Sprawl City. Alright, that one's there. They're here. The ideal spot for it is where that hospital is. Moving electrical lines again. Moving electrical lines again. This isn't too far away, though. I'd like to be able to service both. Put it here. Move the substation. It's not that expensive. Alright, move the substation. Let's just make sure that what we're powering with it is not... Oh, no, I can't move it too far that way. What about out? Where's the other one? Here? Okay, yeah, it can come way out. Wasn't really what I was hoping to do with the area. Pause that so they're not out of power during game time. Instant magical buildings from space. Alright, the substation. Now let's clean up some roads. And build a shiny new cinema. The ugliest piece of architecture in this entire game. I friggin' hate this building. Let's take a gander. Brr, brr, brr. Sometimes the game trips up a little. There. Alright, someone's sick. It's good to know with a clinic and a hospital in a town this size that there's still people who are going without treatment. 105 people in this building don't have a job. Oh, what a funny thing. Okay, I'm gonna mandatory everybody go work here. And all of you get to go work here too. Let's see what that does to the numbers. It doesn't seem to be bumping them up. Might take a day. But everyone who lives in these two large apartments have been now commanded to go and work in the oil refinery. Oh, are we going to bump above 400? No, we're not. We're going to dip back down. Alright. Great. And only one of the other main tenements can reach that theater. What about this guy? Oh, you can't reach any theater. That's sad. Alright. Pretty sure I've got a mod for a small... Yeah, a small theater too. Let's cram it in over here. It does not have a road access. So if it catches fire, it just burns down. Although, no, wait, I think they can drive on pathways. So, maybe this will entertain these artless fucks. What a quaint little town. Smells of vinegar and death. Alright, still 360 employees, despite 500 people being unemployed. Is it a education thing, I wonder? Let's check the stats. Oh yeah, 3,000 people don't have an education. Well, that's terrible. What are my schools like? Oh, the schoolyard is still running overflow. Are all the schoolyards still overflowing? Jesus Christ. Alright. Do I not have enough? I don't have enough teachers? That's what the problem is. Alright. More. Yeah, import more people. That's a key. The bureaucracy expands to meet the demands of the growing bureaucracy. Let's see. Where did I build that other kindergarten? There's one, there's one. Huh. These people need more education. Which means I need more teachers. Which means I need more tenements to house the teachers. Let's see what we've got for smaller buildings. I don't want to add a bunch more to this. This should be close enough access to enough things. Put the smarty pants is in here. Though they may not like it. I didn't check the quality of the rooms on this thing before I built it. They may not actually like it for its dingy nature. We'll find out shortly. After paying for these roads. Alright, this doesn't need to be paused. This game never needs to be paused. Lots of money, don't need to worry about building, don't need to worry about importing people. 32. Yeah, let's... Oh, wait a minute, I've almost got a better idea. Let's take these people, move people without a diploma into these new buildings until there's full of them. And then we've got extra space in this nice centrally located flat. And we'll import some Soviet education. There we are. Let's see. What are the schools there? That's more appropriate numbers of teachers. Could still use more teachers over here. Go get a job over here